Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Friday Frothy interview special. Tonight, Glennie, Tony Martyn, footballer.
Yes, yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tony's a mate, and haven't seen him for quite a while, but very, very good footballer from Tasmania, and played at levels in Victoria and in Adelaide as well.
South Australia.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate.
Series number 7 here tonight on our interviews. If you haven't checked out any of the other interviews on the Friday Frothy, make sure you do, either by watching or listening, soon to be on podcast. The likes of Jason Belmonte, Jeff Horn, Alex Peroni, Darren Belling, and
goes on.
The marvellous Ken Peace, and tonight, Tony Martyn. This is the Friday Frothy. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tony Martyn to the Friday Frothy. Tony, how are you, mate?
How are you, Tony?
Good, thank you.
That's the way.
Thanks for joining us, mate.
So, Tony's coming all the way from Geelong.
Must be nice and warm over there, mate.
Be a bit,
sensational.
Probably 2 or 3 degrees, probably warmer than here.
Yeah, no, she's pretty chilly. Pretty chilly.
So, just in brief, Tone, your partner's Jacinta. You've got 2 children, Ella and Alex. And I hate to give you age up, mate, but you were born in 1957. My maths isn't that good. It's a joke. It's 62.
Puts you pretty close around Glenn, I think, isn't it?
No, he's got me covered. You got me covered, mate. That's all right. But the way I feel, I don't know. But yeah, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, Tony, just for people who don't know you out there, obviously I've heard a lot about you through Glenn, but for people who don't know you out there, you're pretty high up in the AFL/VFL ranks and Australian rules in Tasmania in the earlier years.
Yes, yeah. It's not that I think I was, but I just loved the game.
You obviously were, mate, because I've been looking on Google and you're in the Hall of Fame in Tasmania, and you've won some pretty high prestigious medals, and you've played VFL and for Port Adelaide. So you must have done all right.
Yeah, well, I think I did, but it was just part of my life that I loved. I'd probably still love to play, but that was my life.
That's the way it goes. Well, I'll just give you a little bit of intro on what Tony did.
Let's have a listen.
So, look, you started, mate, like I probably did when I started my underage. It was North Hobart. You started with the Seagulls, which was Santee Bay Football Club, and you started obviously with the under-18s, and you won medals. I noted in the 2 years in a row.
Yep.
Won the Best and Fairest awards. Yep. In the underage.
Yep. Now you were playing in a pretty strong team there as well.
Oh, they were strong. Yeah.
They were all strong.
They were all
strong because a lot of players came from the VFL in those days.
Exactly. Yeah. They were all super strong, mate. Yep. So, but at any rate, you debuted in 1976, Tony, age 19.
Correct.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Can you think back that far?
Is that when you started playing?
No, that was his first game for Santee Bay Seniors.
I was going to say.
So, and you went on and won a EC Billett Shield for the best rookie of the year. That was in your first TFL, as it was, or Tasmanian Football League year. Tell us about that, mate. What is that?
Well, that's a long time ago, Clay, but
I know.
As I said, I love playing the game, and I just played at my best. Yeah. Played for a team, and I think I was pretty shy when I was young.
I think we all were, mate, when we.
That was my out. As soon as I crossed that white line, I wouldn't back down. I played the game to win.
So you didn't really know anyone when you went there. So it wasn't. So you obviously didn't feel out of place when you played your first couple of senior games. At any rate, obviously not with going on and doing so well.
I've been there for I've been there for a couple
Through
of
the
years, you know, underage,
Yeah.
so you get to know the senior players
Absolutely.
as you go along.
Yep, no, that's right. You went on and won, mate, grand finals in 77 and 78 with the Bay.
Yep. I was pretty lucky.
You were lucky, mate. Yeah, I was lucky when I
joined into a team. Yeah, joined into a team that, you know, won 3 flags in a row.
Yeah.
You know, and we had the players. That was the thing.
You did. Can you remember who was your coach back in when you first started? You remember that, like in your first year at the Bay in '76?
Seniors or
seniors, mate. Sorry, seniors.
Sprowley.
It was Paul Sproul.
Yeah, he coached those 3 years.
Yeah. So and what about had Rod Olsen gone before? Was Rod Olsen before you, wasn't he?
Well, he was there when I played underage.
Underage, yep.
Yeah. So,
okay, well, Rod Olsen being a ex-Hawthorn player and ex-Geelong coach, wasn't he? And he played,
Yeah.
I watched him play at the Bay. He was a terrific footballer as well.
Can I just jump in, Tony? Who do you barrack for? And have you barracked for them all your life?
no, I sort of chop and change these days. Whoever's winning, so... No, I sort of still follow Melbourne, but when I was young, I followed Essendon because there used to be another league down the country from where I came, you know, and that finished in the 60s.
Yep.
And Glen Debbie was the Bombers' colours. And so that was my father's team, and so I followed the Bombers.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm neither here nor there, you know.
As long as...
Go to a few Cats games, doesn't worry me.
No.
As long as you're not a Hawthorn supporter, we get on just fine.
Now, they're just like Collingwood to me these days. Hawthorn.
Yeah, they're not much.
Even though I did play for Port Adelaide, they're black and white.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
At any rate, you played 129 games, Tony, for the Bay. This is probably things people do or don't know, so I'm just letting them know. And so you played that from 1976 to 78, and then you went over to you was actually taken by Melbourne, and I noted that there was a few sides after you. Can you remember who they were?
Richmond actually took me over.
Yeah.
To a grand final, and I went to a breakfast.
Yes.
With Dennis Lilly, Bruce Laird and Rod Marsh.
Okay.
And
that would have been
after that grand final, we walked on the ground, and I just happened to be talking to Melbourne.
Okay.
So, and then, you know, after I'd gone back to Tassie, Melbourne came and signed me up. They said, we'll sign you up. What would you like, $5,000 or a Holden Kingswood? And so I never had a licence till I was like 21 or something. Yeah. So I just took the $5,000.
Took the $5,000 around.
Wow. So can I just ask, when you left Tasmania and you're now at Melbourne, you're at the VFL stage. What's the step up like from the state level to the VFL? I mean, it's probably still the same today. I'm gathering,
back then it was It was hugely competitive here, wasn't it? It would have been. I mean, it was.
But it's one of those. It's one of those steps. You know, you have to learn to, befriend all the new blokes that you're with.
Yeah.
But when you get out on that ground, you know, it's like an extra. You've got to find an extra couple of metres in pace.
Yeah, it's quick.
And the thinking's a lot quicker.
Yeah. So you haven't got time to probably finesse with the ball as much as you probably had here.
Until you get up to speed with it.
Exactly. And that's what the pre-seasons was all about at any rate.
That's right.
I mean, you put in a good pre-season, you play usually pretty well, you don't, and you pay the price, I suppose. But what a lot of people forget too, Tony, back in those days too, that, you know, even though you were playing AFL football, VFL football, as it was, you would have worked over there too, wouldn't you? Was you working?
Yeah, well, that was one of...
I mean, of course.
Because I took my ex-wife with me.
Yes. That's
probably one of the reasons I actually went, because she was going to come with me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have gone.
No.
But she didn't come over for a while, for a couple of months, but I don't know. You know, it was a big decision for a country boy.
It's a big step, isn't it, going to Melbourne and having that thrust in your face, basically, I suppose, as you said, meeting all the guys and big club like Melbourne, and you know.
Now I think about it, it was probably not the right club to go to.
No.
Because Carl Dittrich was the new coach, even though
Melbourne then, was he? Okay.
Yeah, and he was. I think it was his first year as a coach.
Yeah, right.
You know, I was in Melbourne for 2 days.
Yeah.
Start of February. That's when I flew over. I was there for 2 days. We went to pre-season. We went to New Zealand for 12 days.
Yeah.
We travelled all over New Zealand. Trained wherever we were. We trained morning and night.
Oh,
and the favourite drink was Kalora milk.
Yeah.
And so it was I'd never heard of that. You know, back in those days, we had a pre-season training trip where you drink a fair bit as well.
Yeah. Back in those days, did they? Some of the young players that came and turned up, were they put with families and that back in those days, or? You know what?
I think it was the year before I went over there. They used to have a hostel that a woman ran for them, and all the new players from interstate stayed there.
Okay.
But they did have those families that would put players
put you up.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, when you were playing at Melbourne, mate, I left Newtown High School. That was when I first left high school. So when you were playing there, I left in '79.
Sounds like a dig to me. Sounds like a dig to me.
No, well,
you shouldn't put your head down like that. You look as old as me.
What do you think about the What do you think about the sunglasses sitting on top for, mate?
Bit shy.
So look. Anyway, you went on and. I noted in your first year, how did that go? Anyway, your first year of AFL, what can you recollect from that? I mean, as far as you went, how did you go? How did you think you went?
I think I went all right. I think I nearly played most of the games.
Did you? It's what it said. I mean, you did, but did you play on the wing? Is that where you played?
Yes. Yeah. Mainly on the wing.
Who was some?
I was looked after because Robbie Flower sort of looked after me.
That's what I was going to say. So Robbie Flower was on the other wing, or back in those days? Yeah, okay. Well, he was one of the greats. As far as I'm concerned, he was one of the best players that I'd seen, as far as AFL goes.
Any other big mentionable players that played with you in the team there, Tony?
The ones that keep on coming back, and while I was at Melbourne, were the weird ones, I think. Crackers Keenan.
Oh, Crackers Keenan was there then, wasn't he? Okay.
Brent Croswell.
Yeah, Croswell was there. Yeah, okay.
Jacko, Mark Jackson.
He was there. Yeah.
So you actually played with him, did you?
Yeah.
What was he like? What was he like off the field?
Jacko.
Yeah. Different to what he was on the field.
He sort of had a little bit of a high pitched voice, and he's down to earth. He used to drive an old, I suppose it probably wasn't that old, a big Statesman DeVille.
Yeah, the old Statesman.
And he was a roof tiler.
Yeah.
He was pretty happy-go-lucky.
I mean, he could play. He was a good football. I mean, he wasn't a bad player. That's what people forget. He could actually play the game, but it was his antics, that's all. But what about the big Viking? Was he still there when you were there?
Who?
From here.
Paul Baker?
Yes. Gary.
Yeah, because he was.
Yes, because he was he the ruckman then?
Yeah. He's a bloody character, he is.
He is a character.
Apparently Thursday nights after training, they used to go to the assistant coach's pub and have a few drinks.
Why is it like that now, Tony? It should be like that now. You have a smoke at half time and a beer after the game.
No, while we're there, what are your thoughts on the current game? And
be honest,
it's so soft. But that's me.
Is there too many rule changes, Tony? They should have left the
lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I don't like about it. You know, they have all these set plays and things. I don't like the rule changes.
Yeah.
The skill errors.
The skill errors, yeah.
Especially this year.
Yeah.
Even their kicking is woeful.
Yeah, I mean, 20 metres out, 10 metres out. They're missing goals. They're kicking round corners, not even on a 45 or, from the boundary. I mean, one thing, and I know you were a commandy, but I know when I come through and I was at Newtown, but the one thing you was taught as a young fella was how to kick both feet. And if you couldn't kick both feet, you wasn't going to do any good at any level.
So the Melbourne team that you were playing in, Tony, they were not so strong back then?
We had a lot of players from other clubs, like the Elliott brothers came from St Kilda. We had Wayne Gordon and Henry
Collingwood.
Yeah. Most of them were from other. Graham Gaunt, I think he was from Richmond.
Yes, yeah.
There wasn't too many that. Who was the bloke that knocked out Big John Nichols? He used to play for Richmond too, I think. He came from Richmond.
Not Barham.
No. I can't think of his name.
No, it's okay.
Laurie Fowler.
Oh, Laurie Fowler. He played at Richmond. Yeah, no, he did. Laurie Fowler, back pocket.
And he was at Melbourne. Yeah, so a lot of players came from
other clubs. Yeah, okay.
Plus, the young blokes, actually, there's a young bloke he's my age. He's still at the club. I'm not sure what he does, but he's still at the club from back in those days.
Okay. Well, you've won 5 games in your first year there, but during that season, I think I've got this right, I don't know, did you play, because back in those days there was State of Origin. Now, when you were playing at Melbourne, there must have been a break, was there, in that year, and you were picked in the Tassie, or the Tasmanian Origin side, or is that right?
Yeah.
And you went to State of Origin, and you went to the carnival, which was all the sides then, was in Perth. What can you remember about any of that?
That was pretty awesome. We did. I think we did all right. We got beaten, but we weren't beaten by that much.
No.
But when like Hutto,
yep.
Percy Jones was there.
Percy, yep.
Scratch and Neil, all those blokes. Al Shorey was fullback.
Yeah, he from Essendon. He was at Essendon, yeah.
Yeah.
He was ex-Andy Bay too. Actually, Robert Shaw was ex-Andy Bay too, Tony, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Colin Robinson.
Colin Robinson, yeah. He was... he went on and played at Hawthorn. He was from the northwest coast, wasn't he?
Yeah.
From Cooey?
Yep.
Or somewhere around that area?
Yeah, somewhere like that.
Yeah. Good footballer.
It was a pretty good side.
Can I ask you who your toughest opponent was that you ever came up against?
Probably Dougie Hawkins.
Oh, really?
Played on him once or twice.
Yeah.
I actually played on Keith Gregg.
Oh.
Yeah, in the early part. Well, you would have done too.
Yeah, so actually that was at Arden Street when they still played there.
Yeah. You didn't get hit by the elephant, mate, did you, running around?
And I was pretty chuffed after the game, even though we lost.
You did all right.
5 touches, about 3 or 4 touches in the first half.
Yeah.
And I had 14 in the second half.
Oh, it's excellent. Yeah.
Actually got a vote in the Age.
Oh, that's excellent.
Whoever reported on the game.
Yeah, that's terrific. And because you were talking about Doug Hawkins, well, Super McPherson, he played a lot of games, didn't he? At the Footscrays, it was called then, mate.
Yes,
which was football when it was football. That's what I can remember.
Still should be.
1980, Tony. You went on. You played another 12 games. Opening round in 1981, mate. Someone must have got in the way. A little suspension there, mate. You remember that?
Yeah, I can remember it was the first game, and that pre-season I'd done a big pre-season. That was when Barassi came back.
Yes.
I was actually going to leave, and he talked me into staying. I was going up to Queensland.
Yeah.
But he talked me out of it. and that I set these goals. And the first one was to play the whole season in the seniors.
Okay.
And there was a lot of different goals. There was probably 8 and 10 goals that I'd set for the rest of my life. You know?
Yep.
And that was the first one. And then Leo Talbot, I think his name was, and we did a lot of free weights.
Yep.
He did them with me, and I used to ride my bike from Murrumbina, which is about 11 k's away, to the MCG.
Yep.
Nearly killed myself one night. The front wheel got caught in the tram tracks.
Oh, Christ.
But I was really probably the fittest I'd ever been.
Yeah.
And first game we played Hawthorn.
Yep.
And I had the ball. Michael Tuck grabbed hold of me, facing each other, and wouldn't let go. And the umpire blew the whistle again and said, "That's 15 metres." And so he still wouldn't let go. So I sort of got my hand in between us and pushed him away. And as I pushed him, he sort of faked it.
It's not done like Hawthorn to do that.
I got reported to hit me.
Really? Mate, yeah.
And so, and he even said that at the tribunal, but they still rubbed me out for 2 games, and so that was my first goal gone, and so it sort of devastated me a bit.
Yeah, it would be. No, we obviously later young.
South Melbourne, they were talking about Sydney, and I had a couple of weeks off, played a couple of reserves games, and then I think I got back in the seniors. And my last game was in Sydney.
Okay.
Melbourne played Geelong in Sydney.
Yeah.
So when we came back to Melbourne, I said, I just dropped my bundle and said I want to leave.
Yeah. So when you were going to leave Melbourne, did they? Is that what happened? That they basically thought that you were going to naturally probably go back to Tassie, or did they Did they direct you in the path of Port Adelaide? How did that eventuate?
Yeah, no. Well, they paid a transfer fee to Sandy Bay.
Yep.
And the general manager of Melbourne said, "Well, we want to recoup that."
Yes.
And so we put your name out there to different clubs, interstate and that. And he came back with Port Adelaide. And I said, "What colour are they?" And he said, "Black and white." And I said, No way. He said, just, they want to take you over there and just have a look around.
Yeah.
And so I went over and had a look around, and they seemed pretty professional.
Well, they were the strongest. Am I right? I know they were a super powerful club, probably in Australia, weren't they? Were they that strong back then? Obviously they were. They won that many premierships.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Super strong.
They'd had something like 32 injuries in the first 5 or 6 games, seniors and reserves, and so they were looking for someone to fill in for them. And so in the end, I said yes, and they put me straight in the seniors. Didn't know anyone. And I played a couple of games, and then they dropped me. Got 10 possessions both games. Yeah, played one reserves game, and then I was back in, and we never looked back. Hardly lost a game after I got back in the seniors.
So you had 15 games in that year. Was it 15 games in that year, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then straight in, and you got into the grand final. Who did you just play in the grand final? Can you remember?
Glenelg.
Oh, you played Glenelg. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You remember any of the players that were playing there in those sides that you remember that went on and did well in AFL?
Port Adelaide. So,
Bradley? No?
Yes, it was his 5th senior game.
Yeah.
Craig Bradley. Danny Hughes played.
Danny Hughes, Melbourne.
He was
full
like
mate.
17. Yeah, he was
only a young fella.
Or 18 too.
Yep.
Martyn Leslie.
I
think Tony Giles had a run. Russell Ebert was our centreman. He's a legend. He won 3 or 4 McGarry medals over there.
John Cahill coaches.
Yeah. What's his name? Bruce Abernethy.
Yeah, Abernethy went to North Melbourne. I'm pointing at Jeff because he's
North Melbourne and Collingwood.
Yeah, that's right. He did go to Collingwood too, mate, after that. Well,
Yeah, that's what they do to you.
Brian Cunningham was our captain.
He went to St Kilda, didn't he?
I don't know whether he went. I think he might have signed up, but then never went.
Oh, okay.
But he was like a rover. Greg Phillips.
Yeah, I was going to say he went on to Collingwood, didn't he, Greg Phillips?
Yeah, well, he was all Australian.
Yeah, he was a big fella. Well, that's the Phillips father. I'll just let Jeff know he's the father of the lass playing now with the women's that wins all the medals and that in the Lauren Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the father that Tony was playing with.
Okay.
He was a great footballer. He played, even though I don't like saying it because he was at Collingwood, but no, he was a good footballer, really good footballer. So you rub shoulders with the best of them. You would have been. What about Sticks? Kernahan, mate.
Kernahan played for Glenelg.
Yeah, that's right.
Graham Collins.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was funny because back in McDermott, yeah, went on and played at the Crows. Yeah, he was captain of the Crows.
Tony McGuinness came off the bench.
Yeah, and then he ended up at Footscray.
Yeah. I thought it was actually, when I played the first senior game over there, I thought it was quicker than VFL. Yeah, that was a pretty good standard.
It was a good standard, yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of that, Tony, what made you, did they want you to stay, or did you just decide you'd had enough, you wanted to go back to Tassie, or what was the go there?
I sort of wanted to stay, but we had a place near Football Park that they paid the rent for.
Yeah.
They paid me what I was on in Melbourne, and after the grand final, they said, "We'll give you half the money that we were paying you, and you'll have to pay your own rent."
Okay.
At that stage, I think that was their third flag in a row.
Yeah.
And you'd think they'd have money, but I think someone was putting their hand in the till.
Yeah, as it probably happened in those days. So, anyway, you returned home at the end of 1981. Also, by the way, too, what I didn't mention before, even before you went away, you won BNFs at Sandy Bay in the seniors as well, and you went on and won the BNF that year too, at Sandy Bay. Not only did you win your William Leitch, you won the BNF at Sandy Bay, which was a great effort. You went on and won another William Leitch medal, mate. You must have done something right 2 years in a row.
I thought I'd probably had just as good a year.
Yep.
If not better. That was a big letdown for Kluge because they said he was the certainty.
Yeah.
Somehow I won it. So, but I thought I'd had a better year than the first year. So.
Mate,
that's how it happens.
That's football, mate. You're always going to get people going to argue about Brownlow medals and that. And what makes it even better than being a William Leitch medal, was it mainly when you come back in those years, and I should know because I was probably watching you, but was you playing on the wing still, or did they move you around, or was it mainly wing?
I was probably in the centre more.
In the centre then? Yeah, more in the centre, yeah.
Is there a position on the field that you prefer to play?
I probably prefer the centre.
Yep.
More than anything, but because you're in the play more than on the wing. So
you can get starved, can't you, if the ball's on the other side sometimes when you're on the wing? Yeah.
The centre's probably the place I'd like to
where you want to
play.
Be.
Yeah. No, well, you dominated at any rate, mate. You went on, you played till the end of 1986. You retired at the age of 29. What brought you to that decision? Why did you retire? Did you know that you just had enough? Your body wasn't right, or?
Well,
you'd done everything.
After I'd done my medial ligament in '84, like '84, the first 3 games Sandy Bay won, and I probably 3 nearly best on grounds, and then I did my knee in round 4, that's when we had Glenn Bellinger.
Yes, I remember Glenn Bellinger.
He was a very good footballer.
He was.
Once I did my medial ligament, that was the rest of that year.
Yeah.
First game next year, I chipped a bone and my other knee. Oh. And for the rest of that year, I only was out for a couple of games. For the rest of that year, I had to get my knee drained out before the game and an anti-inflammatory put in.
Oh.
And I think that was sort of
the end of it.
Yeah.
You know then, when you start getting injuries like that.
When you're sitting in the change rooms with ice on your knees after the game, every game.
Yeah. So, straight after that, mate, I don't know when that was, but you go back to your old side, Commandy.
Yeah.
And you coached Commandy and you played again?
Not that I wanted to. I probably, in hindsight's a wonderful thing. I probably should have stayed in Sandy Bay if I was going to keep on playing. But I did go and coach. Not that I was a talker. I got Tiger Colson to do that. It was, I grew up with. It was a good talker.
Yep.
So, we had a couple of reasonable years. Made it to the grand final the second year, but didn't win it.
And you won another B&F with them?
Yeah.
Tony, just a quick one for you, mate. Do you still follow any of the Tassie League and you know where it's at? Teams pulling out like Burnie and Devonport?
I've got my Tassie app.
Yep.
I look up the scores and that on. I keep in touch with Pills and Brett Richardson, now and then. But I'd like to keep in touch with it all.
In touch with it.
Yeah, it's your personal thoughts on a Tassie team, an AFL team?
Yes.
Do you reckon it'll happen?
I reckon in the next 10 years Tassie should get one.
Yeah.
I think Hawthorn are on the way out, and I think if they keep putting North Melbourne games, mate, on a Sunday afternoon, I think they probably would have been. I might have been able to talk to you on the other side of the ground if you had been there, because who's going to go on a Sunday afternoon at 2 degrees
they're making,
at Blunston Arena?
They're making sure the AFL.
They're making
we're not getting people to the games here. So
you went on any rate quickly, mate. You went on and played at Lauderdale. Played in the premiership there under Craig Rainbird.
You got any idea how many grand finals you've actually won?
So just grand finals, just keep racking them up, mate.
Oh, about
had a pretty good record, didn't you?
I think. Five, I think.
So apart from Melbourne, there was a lot of grand finals, wasn't there?
My word.
Oh, there was a few.
Yeah. So anyway, I got the chance to play with you in the '91 grand final, which was great for me.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was we had a good side.
Great bunch of blokes.
Yeah, great bunch of fellas, and I still see quite a few of the boys. But even in that, you dominated that. You won a best and fairest before I think I got down there. I think I was still at Lindisfarne then. Got to tell you, Tony, it was easier playing with you than playing against you when I was at Lindisfarne. That was for sure. I did work that out pretty quickly.
I got one thing for you.
Yeah.
I reckon one of the most traumatic things I had to do was when I wanted to play for Lauderdale.
Yeah.
They used to be in the amateurs.
That's right, yeah, it was too.
So, me being paid to play for Melbourne and Port and Tenpin Bay and all that, I had to be reinstated into the amateurs.
Oh,
so I had to front the board. And Kerry Williams was one of the...
Kerry Williams, yes. Skinner Williams, yes.
Yeah. And it was like they grilled me.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
You're not getting paid, are you? And I said, no.
No. Look, you've done everything in football, mate. I meant to play in 3 leagues and then play amateurs, which, as you said, I meant to go back after all that and play in an amateur league, and that, which funny enough, which I didn't mention, by the way, is that from that, after playing at Lauderdale then was in the, now as it is, the Tasmanian Football League, in the no longer amateurs, and there was also a medal named after you too, which is the Tony Martyn, isn't it?
Yes.
medal, which is between. So is that really mainly between Commandy and Lauderdale when they were playing, or was that for the whole league? I can't remember.
That's for the best player.
Best player in the final. In the grand final. So that's named after Tony. Yeah, nice. which is a damn honour, mate. And the other thing is, as Jeff said, in the best 25 of all time at Sandy Bay. Certainly some great footballers and that, but Tony, you've certainly, you know, I mean, to have you on the show, and I reckon it's fantastic. So that's how football was played, mate.
There you go, mate.
So
thank you so much for joining us tonight, mate. We're absolutely thrilled to have you on.
Yeah. So just remember, mate, when you talk to the guys when you talk to the guys in Geelong, and the guys that you work with, just tell them to subscribe, mate, to the Frothies, the Friday Frothies.
Get on the Frothy.
Get us up over the 100 mark.
Now, a couple of the guys they're already looked at Friday.
Yeah.
Frothy.
Nice.
It's good, mate.
Nice. Beautiful work.
At any rate, I'll
Out there.
Okay, look, any other questions, mate?
No, that's me. All good and done, mate. We'll let you go and have some dinner.
Thanks, mate.
Once again, mate, thanks again so much for coming on, and we really appreciate your time.
Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, mate, you look after yourself. Take it easy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Talk soon.
Thank you.
See you, Tone. See you, mate. Bye. Well, there you go, mate. One of the greats of football down here, mate. And yeah, that's our first real footballer I think we've had on the show, isn't it? So you know, any other footballers out there that we can get hold of, and that it'd be interesting in that to talk to a modern day player too.
Yeah, well, we're not too far away from that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so we'll see how we go.
I've got a couple lined up, so.
Yeah, but anyway, good to talk with Tony, and have to catch up with him and have a few froths, mate.
If you enjoy what we're doing, make sure you subscribe and
ring the bell.
Love the bell.
Make sure you ring that bell.
Love the bell. Good night, guys.
See ya. Bye.